Welcome to another episode of That Crazy Triangle Guy. Here we are looking at Bitcoin US dollar on the Binance chart. Simply because I don't have lines drawn all over the place on this chart. It's a little bit clearer. And I want to start off by pointing out something that I haven't really seen anybody talking about until tonight, and Crown finally pointed it out on the daily time frame. I just got back from vacation, went up to the Eastern Sierras, had a relatively warm time, and so that's that. And Bitcoin couldn't have picked a better time to pull its shenanigans. It's really frustrating because it had limited internet service, and when I did, it was really slow and couldn't get a whole heck of a lot done. So I did want to point out, bullish divergence on the weekly, which occurred before I left. I don't know if I did point this out or not. The higher low here on the time frame, on the price, I mean, and a lower low on the RSI. Now, since this occurred on the 17th of June, we have kind of gotten back in sync with the price action in the RSI. So I don't know what relevance that is really, but we got the same thing going on the daily. From the 24th of June, forming a lower low on the price on the 4th of July, and then down here on the RSI, forming a higher low, and then again, once again here on the 5th of July, forming a lower low on price on the 7th of July, and a higher high on the RSI there. So we got bullish divergence forming there. Now, arguably, we did have a green candle after this first bullish divergence, and we are coming up here. Now, oddly enough, if we do not close above this high of July 6th at about 58,400 today, then we would be forming bearish divergence from the 6th of July to today, the 9th of July, with a lower price on the daily time frame. And as it stands now, well, yeah, it would be a higher, let me zoom in a little bit, a higher high on the RSI. So, guess that would kind of negate these two. So, that's that on the divergence. We're getting mixed signals. Of course, mixed signals and uncertainties in the fundamental side of things. Let's go back to this chart with the lines all over it and get rid of our oscillators. Well, before I do that, since we're talking about the oscillators, let's also look at the weekly and the stochastic RSI here. Got the stochastic RSI starting to come up here this week through the moving average. However, we do got to get both these up above the 20% line there. I do believe, for this to be confirmed, which might take another week or so. So that's it on the oscillators. Now let's get into our chart lines and go to a daily time frame. Where are we at now? Holy moly, look at them big candles. So price action's been coming down, down, down. And if you do recall, before I left, we were, there's a lot of lines here. Well, let me zoom out. Remember, we had these three channels here coming down. You had the green one here, and the purple one there, and also this blue one. Not really prepared to talk about the purple one now. Talking about a battle between the green one and the blue one here, and where we left off, oh shit, before I went on vacation was right over here. Right over here, and we had just held support. We had just broken above the green channel here and held support, formed a daily candle above the green channel and inside the blue channel coming down this way, which was very, very bullish. Showed that we were moving upwards and onwards. And then we formed another candle up here. But you can see, maybe, if I... What the heck? Oh, this line is, I don't know what that line is. Probably something I drew on the hourly. Is that showing the candle? I'm not sure. I think it is. So you can see that this candle then, it appears, formed a wick up to, let's just get rid of this. I don't want to do that. Hold on a second. So I switched to a 4-hour chart. Might be a little easier to see here. So we had down below here, there's the base of the green parallel channel right there. And then right here is the base of the blue parallel channel with the top up here. And as you can see, over the weekend on Saturday, we had you can see with these 4-hour candles, look at how we held support on top of the green parallel channel right there, and then continued onwards and upwards into the blue parallel channel, actually finding resistance on this purple channel here. Let's make that one a little bit bigger if we can. You know what, I gotta move this guy. Shoot. There we go. So we did find resistance on that purple parallel channel. Let's just follow along here. Might be easier. And then we came down, could not hold support on the purple line there, but did hold support on the top of the green parallel channel up until the 4th of July, oddly enough. And that's where we broke, actually right Right on. Right spot on Thursday. That's when we broke through the top of the parallel channel, green parallel channel, fell back into it, and tried to hold the center line at support up until almost the end of the day. And the last 4 hours of the day came crashing through that center line right there, which we tried to hold most of the day. Came crashing down all the way to the bottom of the green parallel channel. Now, we did wick all the way down to this purple line right here, which is one of the pink upward sloping parallel channels, which is part of a group that are completely parallel to the most important channel in Bitcoin's history that I've talked about many times on this chart, which is a channel from which we start every parabolic bull rally, either with consolidation inside that channel or on top of that channel, or some sort of interaction with that channel. And let's get that channel up here. All right, so I pulled that channel up here, and it is this white upward sloping channel at the top of your screen there. And that's from where we start every parabolic move, every parabolic bull rally. Now, we fell outside that channel here on the 12th of June. And then we came right down to this channel, which is 2 channels lower than that one, and bounced, which is pretty significant because if we go back in history, we follow the bottom of this channel. We held it as support here. Now, while we did dip through it here, we did hold it as support right along here. It's one of our major consolidation areas. You can see right here it acted as resistance and support back in November of 2023. It was resistance until we broke above it in December. We fell through it briefly in, that was with the sell the news on the ETFs, but then held it as support. So likewise, could we fall through it a little bit? Maybe. And if we did, now this yellow vertical line is the CPI data release. That's big news day. Now, and then PPI is the following day. So this coming Thursday and Friday are pretty important days. Now, and that flows into the FOMC meeting, which I should put here on the chart. All right, so we've added the FOMC meeting. I think Jerome Powell speaks about that time on Wednesday, the 31st of July. Those are important days because a lot of times we just trade sideways heading into those events. It seems, and I'm so sick of it because the whole market wants to just wait on Jerome Powell's words, and it's pretty pathetic because really we know what's going on. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure out the state of the economy. I think we all have a feel for what's going on. If you don't listen to the news and the people trying to sway your opinion, constantly. You know how the economy's doing by your interactions with your fellow people in the world, your fellow human beings. Anyway, so where did we leave off? We came right down to, we were saved by that support line, diagonal support along this channel here. Now, oddly enough, do we have horizontal support there? That's at about 53. 53. Well, yeah, just about 53 even. And I don't think we quite came down that far here. No, about 500 points above it. So that wasn't really acting as support. Kind of. We didn't come close to it. It was this diagonal support that held us, which a lot of people don't talk about because they don't even know. They don't even know the all these lines that support us, these diagonal channels. So now currently you can see that we are being held down by the top of the green parallel channel right here. It's pretty obvious. And let's see, a lot of people don't even know these. They might have them drawn as trend lines or something like that, but they're channels that we're oscillating in. The good news is that we aren't coming all the way down to the bottom here, and that price is getting bought up. So that's pretty good news, in that we are attempting to hold the center line right here of this channel as support. Now, we were looking, the reason I actually wanted to come and make this video is because this was looking like a potential breakout here. While I did not think that was the case up until I saw this most recent price action today, where we're not dumping down and we're kind of holding this area. Now we are on a 4 hour, so let's switch to a 1 hour and see what's going on. All right, the 1 hour is showing this rejection from the top of this channel. Wasn't sure if that was going to occur or not. Now, what I had been looking for prior to this coming up here, I wasn't really sure that we had enough momentum to get up there. I thought maybe we would just simply come down here somewhere. I'm looking for us to come down into this CPI data release on Thursday. Now, what's interesting, we do have the German selling pressure. And this is all questionable, and I don't know if it's really been documented that there is selling going on or just moving of assets to exchanges. So I'm not sure. I'm getting mixed readings on that, and I don't think anybody reporting it really knows. They're just reporting what they hear. So you got that going on. That's an uncertainty. Is there really selling going on? And if there is Mount Gox selling, I don't think we've seen the extent of that yet. That's just getting started. Now, I never thought that Mount Gox would be a huge thing. I don't think that they're just going to dump all the tokens, that the distributions. They're not going to distribute all the tokens, overnight. I think it's going to be played out over time, over the course of the next few months. And I just heard or read that these exchanges that the tokens are being distributed to have, either 60 days or 90 days, depending on the exchange, to distribute these tokens to their customers. So you have that. So just uncertainties we don't know about. Now, don't forget, we are in a bull market, and or just on a consolidation, because we were very overextended. If I go out to the daily, let's even switch to our Binance so we don't have all these lines all over the place. Typically, what should have happened, and way back here, at the halving, which was April 20th, we should have been at 48,000. We should have been right around where my cursor is, based on previous halvings. And we were way up here because of all the FTX buying pressure. So we came up really, really fast, way overshot our $48,000 target that we should have been on April 20th. So this pullback is completely understandable. Now, typically what happens when you have this flush out of the system and this capitulation and getting rid of all the over leveraged people, which we certainly did over the weekend, and weekends and all that stuff, you then see an immediately spike up, an explosion upwards, which is what I would expect right now. However, you do have the selling pressures coming in from these other areas. So every time you see a big dump down like this right here, you see an explosion upwards. And here you can see that we came up, back up to where we were, and had a little consolidation, but then did explode upwards. And again, now here we did see some kind of sideways and upwards action before an explosion up. But back here, you see this is a great example of how quickly something could play out like this. It looks very similar to what's going on right now. But note that we did have a little bit of consolidation right here before this big move. So keep that in mind. Here, again, this is what I would be expecting right now. And we can go back into the past. This is the bear market, so that's not comparable. But like here, you see these huge moves downward, and it might be better if we look back to 2017, 2018. Oh, we can't go back that far. But even here with the FTX or the coronavirus thing, look at that. Whenever you have these big moves to the downside, you should expect to see quick recovery upwards in the bull markets here. And here we are currently. And are we starting this right now? That is the question. And will we see an explosion on Thursday? That's what I'd normally be looking for. An explosion with good CPI data on Thursday. Now, if we get bad data, then maybe we do come down to the $52,000 range. Now let's look at that on our chart with all the lines all over it, which is the Bitcoin US dollar index. Because that's what I was looking at. You know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to move this channel right here up to there where it should be, really. I gotta move it over and right about there. Now let's see if the center line of that channel contacts this price action over here. Yeah, pretty much. That's what I thought. That's why I had that channel there originally with the top of the channel right here at this price action, because I was just trying to get a line, draw a trend line that was parallel to this, or to our other blue channels here, and see what the potential lowest low, the lowest support we have on these blue channels. See the blue channels that we've been trading in. Center line of this last channel is our lowest support, and that is currently just a little bit below what we've wicked down to here on the we're on the daily time frame. Look at these long wicks. All this is getting bought up all the way up to about 55,900. So around 56,000 is where everybody's stepping in and sucking up all these coins. And even higher, that's just really, that's just a daily close there. 56, 56 and a half, 57. All this is getting bought up in this region here. So that's good to see. But keep in mind, we are getting these wicks lower here to 53.4 and here to 54.3. So if you're using leverage, keep that in mind as well. Now, what I was expecting to see, since we are in this green channel, is that we do come back down to the bottom of the green channel, heading into the CPI data release. Now, the lowest we could go, let's switch to a 4 hour or a 1 hour. Why not? Now, heading into that meeting, the bottom of the green parallel channel and that last line of support intersect that morning before the CPI data release at around 53,000. I think we could potentially come back down that far. However, we are seeing a lot of support here and kind of consolidating up here. So we very well likely as well could try to hold the top of this blue channel here and the top of the green parallel channel and kind of get caught in this little triangular zone here and really just trade sideways. Maybe with wicks below here and potentially wicks above here. Maybe even up to the blue parallel channel, the base of the blue parallel channel and this purple channel that are all kind of getting close together there. Could see price action in here. Let's make a little circle there. How in the heck do I draw a path? Where's my little path? No, not a path. I want to do a brush. So could see price action in that region. And actually, let me. There we go. Let's just pull it down a little bit if we can. Yeah, something like that. Could see price action very well just trading sideways up into the CPI data release. And possibly then a breakout from there. But this video's gone on long enough. So that would probably be, the middle of the road scenario. I think that's probably what's going to happen here. Worst case scenario, we see a lot of sell pressure with the bigger players, these government entities, and maybe some Mount Gox whales or something. I don't know. Bringing price action down lower to 53,000. If we hold here, this is very bullish and should expect to see a big move upwards with CPI data release, and maybe possibly a move down to that $53,000 range, the bottom of the green parallel channel, taking us lower. Well, we'll just have to see. Maybe. Okay. Maybe we could continue with bad inflation data, continue on down to about 50,000, which would be the bottom of the intersection of these two parallel channels, and FOM, and then maybe sideways into the FOMC meeting, trading in the $50,000 range, 51 and such. But most probably is that we should bounce from here. Should get really good CPI data and bounce, and possibly now our daily Gaussian channel is up here in this range. I would probably have to adjust these lines here. I haven't done that. These three lines represent the daily Gaussian channel. Let's look at it because I'm sure it's come down a lot more than those lines represent right now. Where is it? I didn't turn it on. What did I turn on? I don't know. Wait, oh, this box is in the way that you can't see. There we go. Yeah, see, these lines have come down a little bit more. Get out of there. I'll have to make these more accurate. But just roughly right now, let's get them like that. There we go. So we should, typically when we fall outside the daily Gaussian channel like that, this is extreme. We're extremely outside that channel. We should come back up into it here. We should get back up into the $60,000 range. And I believe that will happen on the CPI data release on Thursday. We should get back up into here, come back up into the Gaussian channel. Our 21-week moving average is at 64,000. I expect we come back up in here in the next week, maybe Thursday and Friday, and heading into next week. I don't think the Mt. Gox sell pressure is going to be that big of a deal, and it looks like bigger players are ready to step up and buy. So that's what I see going on here. I think it's very unlikely that we see further downside action unless we get bad data here on Thursday. All right, so I wanted to get that out to you, and like and subscribe. Do it. Like it and subscribe to it, and hit your notification bell, and um, you can leave a comment if you like. I might respond to them. Sometimes I do, but I don't really, may not do so right away. I don't even know if I have any comments. I don't get notified that I do because I want you to hit the notification, although I don't really have notifications on anything for myself in life because I don't want to be bothered. And before we go, let's just look at where we're at on an hourly. We are heading into U.S. market open in a couple hours. And we are really just consolidating here in our little orange circle. Typically on Mondays, what we have been doing is pumping on Mondays and then just seeing downside action the rest of the week. We're not quite seeing that yet today. So let's see what today brings, and see you next time.